In the previous video, in this new video, the next step was to paint the hair with a mixture of brown base and pale gold yellow. A No. 2 Premium Marta Kolinsky brush was used for this task. The tone created with this combination of colors is very similar to the base color of the skin and will be used to obtain volume. The whole area of the hair was covered without concern for highlights and shadows. Using a 3/0 synthetic round brush, the outline of the hair was defined. The first highlight was obtained by adding pale gold yellow to the same mixture. The hair was painted to add general volume, not strand by strand. It is important to place your highlights following the same technique with which the face was illuminated. In the next step, pale gold yellow was added to further increase the highlights. Work continued in layers, generating volume throughout the hair. The highlights were lightened again with pale gold yellow, using the color almost pure. At this point, focus shifted to the areas that stand out the most, always following the volume generated by the first highlight. If necessary, you can increase the number of highlight layers to intensify select highlights. The shadows were applied using the base color, to which both outlining black and transparator were added. By highly diluting the mixture with transparator, a consistency similar to a wash was created and applied to the areas of greatest shadow. This completing the work on the hair. To imitate the beard, a mixture of mid-gray, marine blue, and transparator were mixed to create a glaze. The process began by brushing from top to bottom in the area closest to the lips. This step continued until reaching the sideburn area. Be sure to completely blend this paint so that there are no streaks. For the cheek area, marine blue was added to the previous mixture to make the glaze darker. With a couple of coats, a soft beard of just a few days' growth was easily applied. Focus then shifted to the eyebrows, using a synthetic round 3/0 brush. Outlining black was used directly, without thinning, and applied using a continuous stroke. To add chromatic richness to the face, pure red was mixed with transparator to generate glazes. Work began on the nose area, This glaze was also added on the sides of the forehead. The lower part of each cheek was also addressed. On the areas of maximum highlight, a glaze of cyan was applied. The cyan glaze was then applied on the highlighted areas on the sides of the forehead, cheeks, and lips. Emphasis was also placed on the earlobes and forehead. This same glaze was also applied to the shadow areas of the hair. Here you can see the excellent results of the finished head.